Okay, for this week, concerning focus on speaking, I have, instead of including just a very, let's say, colloquial, informal task, like last week, where you had to talk about a short story with Chat GPT. This week, I have introduced a monologue. So my intention is that we practice the monologue. But there will be a kind of prologue task of preparation for the monologue. So if you allow me, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so this is the monologue task that I have posted this week. The topic is a little strange sounding, truth in a post-truth world, but it's a topic that once appeared at La Book, and so I thought that it might be a good idea to start considering topics of that kind if we want to prepare for La Book well. So if you come here, split it. I have split it into two parts. In the first part, what I have done is I have explained what the post-truth means. I mean, it's when people are more prone to believe what the feeling that they have when they see something, what they feel like when they see something, rather than the facts of the consequences that something might and the impact that something might have in real life. This is the more or less the general idea of what post-truth means. So next, in the first part, what I have done is I have given you a few words, some vocabulary that might be relevant when you come to speak about the post-truth world. Then after that, I have given you instructions for you to work with Chat GPT. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you how to do all that with Chat GPT. You will see a very strange thing here. Okay, those are the questions that you are going to ask ChatGPT to ask you during the first part of the speaking activity. These questions are really leading to the monologue. I mean, if you answer the questions, you will be doing the monologue at the same time because each question leads to one part of the monologue, which will come in the second part of the speaking activity. Okay, so by way of a kind of proof of what I mean, I have created a number of questions on the topic of books. And I have told ChatGPT to write them in Chinese so that I don't know what questions it's going to ask me. So I copy, I come to ChatGPT, and in a new chat, I paste the questions. So ChatGPT will reply in this case. I hope it doesn't happen to you when you're doing it at home, but it happens to me. Well, never mind. It replies in a text, in Chinese, of course. But now I click here. I click on this sound wave icon that I have here. Okay. Hello, ChatGPT. Would you mind asking me the same questions that I have just posted in Chinese? Would you mind asking me those questions in English, but one at a time, please, so that I give you a reply?
Of course, I'd be happy to do that. Let's start with the first one. Is there a book you've read recently that made a really strong impression on you? And if so, what kind of impact did it have on you?
Yes, yes, indeed. In fact, I am still reading a book on astrophysics. You will wonder, such a complicated topic and such a complicated area. Well, the style of the book is quite, let's say, it um, has been simplified a little for ordinary readers, even though there are still complicated terms that I fail to understand, but I have your help for that. And the book is about, I am a believer, I'm a religious person, so the book is about how science and God are not totally at odds. I mean, in fact, science might be an ally of God. I mean, it shows, explains the creation of the universe, and it explains the concept and how the universe has got a beginning and an ending, and the concept of fine tuning, which makes it very unlikely for the universe to have been to have appeared at random. I mean, it looks as if there is a very careful design and very detailed design to the creation of the world. And that's why it says that science might be an ally, and which is very interesting. I haven't finished it yet.
That sounds like a really fascinating read, especially since it dives into the relationship between science and faith. It's definitely one of those topics that can really change how you view both the universe and the idea of creation. Thanks for sharing that. So let's go on to the next question. Do you generally prefer reading fiction or nonfiction books, and what is it that draws you to that type of book?
Well, I like fiction books too. I like books too, but I like well-written books. I won't read anything which is written around there. So I like to select what sort of books I read, and I particularly like those books which have a very nice linguistic style, because I am a language lover, an English lover. So I like reading books with a very good, let's say, language style. I like those writers who really control the language and they make the most of it. They write artistically, let's say. So I love the classics, but it does not mean that there are no modern books that are not worth reading. There are. But I also like non-fiction books. For example, the one I'm reading now, which is a science book. I don't mind how thick the book may be or what the book may be about, and as long as I feel attracted to it and it is an engaging book. So I don't mind.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. It sounds like for you, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, the real hook is the quality of the writing and just how
So
beautifully it
allow me to part in. As this is an instructional video for my students, I think it would be nice if we stopped the conversation here. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. So I was explaining to them that what I am doing here with you is what they have to do at home with you too. So I am showing in the video, I'm showing what they are supposed to do, and that's why they have Chinese questions in this part one, because I would rather they didn't read the questions in English before they spoke to you. So I want you to ask the questions one by one, and I want them to interact with you. I know the topic is a complicated one. That's why I introduce a kind of explanation of what the topic is means before diving into the conversation. Anyway, there is a second part to the activity where the same, I give the explanation on what it is, which is post-truth world. A post-truth world, which is a rather complex area. Then I give them the vocabulary support. I mean, there might be terms that they might want to use or you might use and they might not understand if they do not prepare before. Then we have, let's say, the structure, which might very well be what they have to write on the slip of paper when they are doing a book. And I would suggest that next to it, they wrote just a few words, special, nice sounding words that they want to use to show that they are C1, that their level is high. Then after that, I keep that structure with a few questions for them to think over and ponder what they are going to talk about during the monologue. And then the same, the structure, the same as before, and then a sample monologue on the same subject, which probably they shouldn't read before doing the monologue with you. Here they have a rubric. You have a rubric where I explain what you are expected to do when you do the monologue. I mean, it's not just using basic vocabulary or basic grammar structures. You have to try to go beyond that. You have to use nuanced vocabulary, the vocabulary I tell you about in class, vocabulary which is rich, which spans or which contains a great deal of meaning, and which is precise. This is the vocabulary that you have to use. Idiomatic expressions, which that doesn't mean that you have to just to pour out a chain of idioms which really do not fit the context of the situation. It's not a matter of showing how many idioms I know. It's a matter of using expressions that only native speakers would use. If we wish to copy an expression from Spanish, we can't because it doesn't correspond to the way Spanish people speak. It's a kind of expression that only English people or English speaking people use. And that's what I mean by idiom, or they mean by idiomatic expression. And grammar, it's not a matter of pouring into, okay, I will use an inversion so as to show that I'm C1. It's not only that, it's using any sort of grammar structure, however complex it may be, to express what you want to say in a perfect way. That's the point. So it is not forcing it, stuffing your speech with difficult grammar. It is simply having it handy to use it when you really need it. And if you need it and you don't use it, you have to just go around it. It means that you lack it and you are clearly telling the teacher, I don't know the structure I need to say what I want to say. And here you have short instructions for Chat GPT again. But on this occasion, to do the whole monologue in a go, which is supposed to last 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, or from 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, and then you should ask Chat GPT to give you feedback on how you spoke, on your language, concerning the grammar and vocabulary, accuracy and range, fluency, coherence, pronunciation, and how the speech fits the C1 level, which is exactly what you are seeking. So I hope that this makes it clear. Thank you. ChatGPT, where are you? You're here. Thank you, ChatGPT, for your help. And I hope that you will give him a helping hand at home when they try to do the activity.
Absolutely. I'm right here and happy to help them out whenever they need it. Sounds like a great plan and a really thorough activity for them to practice both their language skills and their ability to express some really nuanced ideas. So, thanks for looping me in. I'll be here whenever they start, and we'll take it step by step.
Okay, thank you. So I hope this was illustrative and enlightening enough, and give it a chance. I mean, try to do it at home, and let's see whether it works all right. Thank you for your attention.
You're very welcome. I think it was definitely illustrative, and I'm sure they'll find it helpful.